Good morning. Good to be with you today. We come to the last of my installments of the book Concise Theology to the topic of second coming with the subheading Jesus Christ will return to the earth in glory. This is one of the chapters that I found most packed with information where the author jumps from one fact to the other, and it was very rich but a little bit hard to recount because there was so much in it. And so I want to present to you rather a very simple concept here. And that is that Jesus came before, and we might say, boy, I wish I was there. And of course, it would have been wonderful to be there with Jesus at his first coming. But someone's going to be there when he comes again. And you might say, the skeptic in me, I don't have tons of skeptic in me, I'm a believer, but, I think we all read some things, we go, really? Really, that's going to happen? And the second coming is one of those things where we go, really? In 1 Thessalonians 4, Paul teaches that Christ's coming will take the form of a descent from the sky, heralded by a trumpet fanfare, a shout, and the voice of the archangel. So we kind of look at that and we go, oh, I just believe that. But then we go, really? That's going to really be different. And all the things that are referred to about the coming are really so foreign to us that we look at it and go, really? So what I want to remind you of is sometimes things happen that we really could never have anticipated. And I think we're in the middle of one right now. As a matter of fact, I'm sure we are. If someone had told you 3 years ago that the world would stop because of a worldwide pandemic, you would have said, really? I can't conceive of that in a modern world, but it's happened. So sometimes things happen that you just really can't imagine. You don't think that would ever happen. I can think of political things that have happened in the last 10 years where people go, I could never have seen that happening. And so when we read these things, I think we have to recognize that things happen that we don't understand in some ways and that we don't have any exposure to. It's never happened in our lifetimes, but God says they're going to happen. And because Jesus rose from the dead, which people would have said, really? A man rises from the dead in history, taking people's sins on them? Even though they studied the Old Testament, they didn't really see that coming. And that'll be the way it is too with the second coming. The great news is that one day Jesus will end history, and all that has been promised to us will become ours. And we will be in that place of ultimate peace and rest and goodness that God is preparing for us. I want to close with a thought that I have lived with for a long time, and it's from one of everybody's favorite authors, C.S. Lewis. C.S. Lewis, in a book of essays, one of the well-known essays that he wrote was called The World's Last Night, which was taken from a poem by John Donne, in which Donne wrote this simple phrase, how would you be found if tonight were the world's last night? And it's a really penetrating question. If Christ was coming at 2 a.m. tonight, in the middle of the night, how would he find you? Would he find you ready? Would he find you prepared for his coming? It says here, or Packer says, Christ teaches in Matthew 24:36 through 51, that it will be a tragic disaster if the second coming finds anyone in an unprepared state. Are you prepared? I believe I am prepared. Sometimes I think I wouldn't live any differently. I would look at my schedule and say, okay, I'm doing this after work. I'm going out with my wife to dinner, and then I'm going to go to bed at 10 o'clock, and he's going to come at 2. I don't really feel like I would have to change anything. I hope you feel that way. I hope you feel that way toward God, that you're prepared for him anytime, because that's the only way to live. Have a great day.